Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get us started. So thank you for joining us. I'm sure we'll have a few more people joining in as we get started. But mostly what I wanted to do today was just do a refresher on how to put things on Nature Rocks, or if you're a new partner, learn how Nature Rocks works and how it can be a great tool for you to promote your events. I'm going to be kind of walking through it on a screen share today. I will be recording today's session, so it'll get put up on our YouTube channel and be a resource on our website as well. So if you are watching all of this and then you go to become a partner and you want some refresher, that'll always be available for you there. Also, it's such a small number today. So while I'm going, if you have questions, if you just want to pop off mute and ask the question while we're going, that is totally okay. I want to make sure that you all have a pretty good feeling about how Nature Rocks works by the time you leave today's session. So before we get started, I just want to do our land acknowledgement. Texas Children in Nature Network is headquartered in Austin, and as such, I'm on the ancestral and unceded land of the Tonkawa, Comanche, and Sana people. Our ongoing colonial presence on Indigenous lands compels us to take action now to counteract the effects of colonization. The work we do through the Texas Children in Nature Network is one small step towards that effort. And then I'm going to put a couple of links in the chat as well about some information about land acknowledgements. And then I'm actually going to put up a poll. And I just want to know how many of you have used Nature Rocks before. And so I'm going to go ahead and launch that poll now. Okay, I'm gonna end our poll. It looks like it's 50-50 with people who have used it before versus people who this is brand new. And so I'm just gonna go ahead and treat this like this is the first time anyone's seen what Nature Rocks looks like. As I said, if you have questions while we go along, please stop me. So I'm gonna start my screen share. And what you're going to see here is if you go to naturerockstexas.org, this is what our homepage looks like. So I'm starting from here because all of you will be able to see your pages. However, if I were to go to, say, Nature Rocks North Texas, or I know we have Rio Grande Valley, if you click on Rio Grande Valley, Austin, any of those, what your website is actually going to be is naturerocksnorthtexas.org. But if you can't remember what it is, you can always go to this homepage of naturerockstexas.org and it'll take you to your next page. So when we open up Nature Rocks, what you're going to see here is a partner login. So when you click partner login, it'll give you a chance to either create an account or if you're already a partner to log in. So when you click create an account, it'll take you through a few questions. You'll create a password, confirm your password. You'll put the name of your organization and a description of who you are, along with your location. And then it's geolocates. So I'm in Austin, so it's going to ahead and put it here, even though I'm on the North Texas page. But you'll do all of that, and then it'll create an account for you. So when that happens, I'll get an email that says so-and-so created an account, and then I'll be able to go in and approve you as a user. So then after you've done that, and I'll email you after you've been approved, and it'll be all set, you'll click login. For already a partner, and it'll take you to this page, and now you'll see there's this black bar across the top, and this is your dashboard. So mine is going to look a little bit different from yours because I have the full version. Your partner version won't have a few of these other ones on the side here, but basically if you click dashboard, it'll take you to this page. And then you're always going to want to just click content administration, and you're going to be able to add new content. So I'm just going to stop there, and if there's any questions at this point. Okay, and if you have a question and you just joined us, please feel free to take yourselves off mute and ask the questions. Some of you may be wondering, I think I have an account, but I'm not sure. Or someone else in my organization created an account, they're not here anymore. How can I access that information? If that is the case for you, please just shoot me an email and I can go in and transfer the account to you. And then I'll give you a temporary password and you'll be able to go in and update the password so you'd be able to access the account for yourself. So the first thing we're going to do at this point is click Add Content. And this will give you kind of what your options are. And the two that you're going to use are going to be green space and activity. So if Jen, you're the first name I see up on my list, so I'm going to use you as an example. So let's say you want to put the National Wildlife Refuge in as a green space on Nature Rocks. You would click Create a Green Space. You'd put the title here, your website information. This, I always just do the same title. I'm not really sure why it's on there twice. It's just a form that we have, but then you're going to put the URL of the website. Put up a picture. Pages that have pictures do a lot better. And then you're just going to go through and click what amenities you have. So for instance, I know you all have parking, and you can shift and add more than one. You also have restrooms. And you have hiking trails, and you have a visitor center. So you can go through and you can click all of the things that apply. And then here you can go ahead and just do a description of your location. This is a great place to put if you all have fees, what those fees are. You do have the option later down of saying that you do have a fee, but it doesn't let you put in that fee what the amount is. So in the body is a great place to put that. Once again, things that you can do at the location. So this next bit is really important. You're going to put your location name, what the street address is, and it'll put it on the map. You don't need to worry about the latitude and longitude. The website will do that automatically for you. Now, if you happen to know what it is, you of course can put it in there, but you don't have to. Feel free to leave that blank. Put in your phone number, and then don't worry about this. This will automatically be done for you, and then you just click preview and you can take a look at it and then click save. So I'm going to show you real quick what one of the green spaces would look like. So here we have all of these parks here. So I'm just going to pick Boulder Park. So when you look at it on this side, it's going to look like this. So we've got the name, the title, the URL, a picture of the space, what all's available, the description, what you can do. As I said, this will fill it out for you. And then when you click preview, it shows you kind of what the page will look like. Then you just click save. And one thing I like to do is have another tab open with Nature Rocks open. And then I can just, on this page where it's just open, I can put in the name of the park that I just put in. So I just put in Boulder Draw Park. I can click on it and just double check that everything went in correctly. So I know that we just went through everything on how to do a green space. Are there any questions on this bit? Okay, great. So we've done a green space. The other option is an activity. So you can click activity, and this is going to be anything that y'all are doing at your sites. So, and it can be for kids, for adults, for whole family. I know there's been a lot of questions in the past. A lot of people thought it had to be just for elementary age kids. No, you can put all of that in there. So I'm actually going to do a sample one with our 2021 summit. So I'm going to put the summit. This is going to be your email so that anyone who has questions can contact you. And then the name of our URL. So for that, I'm going to just open up our event page. This is where we register for the event. Put the URL in there. Things to do. This is an education program. And I'm going to put here that it's for over 18. But as you can see here, we've got all different ages. And once again, you can click multiples. Going to choose a photo. Put that up there, and then I'm going to click upload. So make sure you click upload, otherwise it's going to not be there. It's just going to say the name. And then I'm going to put in the location name. So our location name is that we are at the Fort Worth Botanic Gardens. Oh, I see we've got a question in the chat. Okay, for events, even though you are putting it in.
Sarah, so this is Becky.
Yeah.
So like you went to, we have all our different regional green spaces and things, but this is a great example that you're giving us. You are putting it in, even though you're in Austin, the event is in Fort Worth. Do events go to a common Texas event page? And I'm sorry, you probably showed us that, but I missed it.
There is not a common event page. So okay. If you are wanting to put an event in that is not in Houston, you would need to become a partner on all of the pages and input that each separately. So right now I'm on the North Texas page. I'm not on the Austin page. So I'm putting it in on as a North Texas event.
Okay, so you'll have to put that in all the regions then, since you want to invite everybody across the state. Correct. So that's why, yeah, the virtual events that anyone could go to across the state, they would have to do every single one of them separately then.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. That's a great question. As we are working on updates on the page, that is one of the things that we are working on to hopefully be able to do that, especially for a lot of our statewide partners. I know, like, for instance, groups like Texas Wildlife Association, you have events that are full state. And so we are working on making that possible. Right now, we're just not quite there yet.
Thank you. And yes, I mean, now that we're virtual, it's like, it's so fun to be able to visit, to get to do different events. So one step at a time. It looks great, Sarah. Thank you.
You're welcome. That was a great question. So once again, just like we did with the green space, I went ahead and put in our location name, the street address. Don't need to worry about latitude and longitude. And then I'm going to put TCIN's phone number here so people can contact and ask questions. Now, here we go. So this is the fees. So there is a fee associated with this event. And then once again, I'm going to put our registration page here. And here, a lot of you probably already have this written up on your own web pages in terms of description for the event. And you can totally copy and paste. That is 100% allowed. So you can go ahead and do that. I'm going to choose the date of the event. And make sure you are paying attention to this AM and PM. And as you saw, I almost got tripped up by this myself. It will not automatically change your to date to be the same month as or after your start date. So just be careful of that. It has tripped myself up multiple times, but you can also choose if it is a repeating event here. So let's say you have a nature walk that you do every Thursday morning. You can put all of this information in, and then if you click repeat, you can do like weekly, every 1 week on Tuesdays, you know, and then end on whatever date. It'll only let you go up to a year out. But you are able to put that in there. So you don't have to put it in every Thursday. You can just fill it out once and it'll keep track of it for you. And then again, I'm going to just preview it just to make sure everything looks good. It does. And then I'm going to click save.
Sarah, did the map showed that you were still in North Texas? It didn't show the actual location of the event, did it?
The map, so if I go to, the map is showing that it's at the Fort Worth Botanic Garden.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so it automatically went through when I put where it was. It automatically updated it on the map.
That's beautiful. Does it also automatically take things off once the event is done?
It does. So you do not need to go in and delete things after you've finished your event.
That is fantastic. Thank you.
You're welcome. So that are kind of the two main things you're going to do on there. If ever you have something else that you're wanting to do within this dashboard of content administration, please let me know. If you are not seeing something that you're needing to do, let me know. If you are having any issues at any point with the website, because it's a website, it can be glitchy sometimes. Please let me know that too. We have a great tech company, Image Management, who runs the back end, runs the tech for us on this, and they're pretty quick. And so even for instance, in Houston, we had a actually pretty large issue last month with that, and they were able to get it fixed within a couple days. And so If there's any problems, please let me know. They can get it fixed really fast. And I'm always happy to walk you through things as well, because some things I can fix on my own without having to ask the tech company. But those are kind of the main things to look for. So now I just wanted to kind of open up the floor for any other questions that anyone has. If you've been playing around on it and you're lost, any of those, I am happy to answer those questions for y'all.
I just have to say, this is really exciting, Sarah. I came in to TCIN when there was kind of a little bit of a battle between Houston and Nature Rocks and Get Out Here Houston, and then there was a little drop on things, and we have several different types of calendars. We have lots of different calendars, and this is very exciting to see everything be able to be in the same place. So thank you very much. It looks great. And yes, you did fix the Houston problem very, very, very quickly. So my question is how did you, especially in Houston, how did you cross-reference all the different places that Houston could have? Because it looked like there was a lot, but I look at it, I'm like, oh, what about? And I'd have to look on the map. Like, does it drop out like an Excel spreadsheet that I could sort alphabetically and say, oh my gosh, it's missing this, so you could reach out to the right people?
That is a fantastic question. And I'm going to show you here, this second one here that says search activity green space. You have a couple of options here. This will give you a list of every space that's listed. Now this is North Texas, so it's got a whole lot. So you could do it that way. So you can look that way. What you can also do, when you get into your dashboard, if you look at content administration, you'll have, I have it sorted now that it's showing me only green spaces. So how I get that is here you said show only items where, and you can click type, green space, and then filter. And it'll show you all of the green spaces. And you should be able to sort it. Yep. If you click title, you can sort it alphabetically.
Excellent. That's great. Thank you.
You're welcome. And so with this page, you can see that if you click on anything here that's in the title page, these clicks, it'll take you to the main page. And so you'll be able to see what's on there. You can also look to see if you click edit, you can get in, you'll be able to see if someone's asked you to edit their page for them or anything like that, especially those of you on the call that are regional leaders, you may get some questions like that occasionally. When you click edit, that lets you get into their page, not into the green spaces page, not just to look at it. And so regional leaders, you all should be managers. Your account should be as a manager level, and so you can do those edits. Anyone who's just a partner is not able to do those edits unless it's the page that they've created, because we want to just keep a little bit of a lockdown on that. But regional leaders, you should be able to go in there as a manager and do any edits that you need to for your region. Becky, did that answer your question?
It did. That was perfect. And that's awesome to see that the regional leaders do have a little bit more, but then the partners only edit the pages that they added. So yeah, no, I'm excited about all the different places in Houston that do those. Like, for example, they do the nature walks on the weekends, and they might not know about it right now in Houston. So I'll try and help you and Amanda out do that cross-reference, just because I know there's just some little groups that could really use this. This is fantastic.
Yeah, and we do have in a couple of our regions, we have master naturalists that are helping out with this. And so if any of you have a master naturalist who's looking for ways to volunteer with your regions, this is a great project for them, especially, I know Becky, Houston, because y'all have the newest Nature Rocks page, you have the lowest number of green spaces input because you're the newest one. And so if you have master naturalists that might be interested in getting some hours, this is a way for them to get some hours through volunteering with you and being able to put a bunch of green spaces in together.
Okay, that is a great idea. And my next question then is, do you host on, like maybe the Nature Rocks website, a list of master naturalists in the area that you can encourage master naturalists also to put their names in if they want to get some volunteer hours?
We don't have a list of master naturalists for that. We do have a couple of our master naturalist chapters have become partners themselves because they host events. And so like I know in Coastal Bend, the Coastal Bend chapter puts their meetings up in Nature Rocks. And so there are some that are involved in that way.
That's great. Houston doesn't have that. Have you found Houston master naturalist chapters at all? I'm guessing there's probably multiple.
Yeah, I'm sure there are multiple. I'm trying to think of who I've worked with in Houston, and I can't think of any off the top of my head. However, I do know that Jaime is a master naturalist, and so he might be able to get you connected with his chapter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I keep saying I'm going to have to become a master naturalist. But anyway, thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, Roberto, do you have a question?
Yes, I do. I submitted my request. I represent one of the RGV Texas Master Naturalist chapters, and I was wondering how long it takes. I assume all submissions for partner requests go to you?
They do. When did you put in your request?
Let's see, at least a week ago.
Okay, I did not see it come through to my email, but I can.
In fact, and part of my question was, now other organizations like Master Naturalists that don't necessarily have a green space site can request access, correct?
Correct. And actually, I think I just updated yours now.
And you should actually see two that I submitted, one for each organization that I'm a part of, because they both have events this would be a great place to put them.
Yep, so I just confirmed both of yours right now, so you should be all set.
Excellent, thank you.
Yeah, so that's a great question. You don't need to have a green space in order to have a partner account. You can just put in activities if you want. That is, I know a lot of our partners, I mean, TCIN's a perfect example. We don't have our own space. We work with our partners at their spaces. So if you are an organization that maybe works with the parks or works with a specific green space often and does programming there, you can go ahead and put in those activities. You don't have to necessarily have a green space yourself. We are just about 2 minutes left, so we probably have time for one more question if anyone has another question. If when you all get in there after going through this and you realize, you know, I thought I had a handle on it, but now I don't, please feel free to email me. I'm happy to walk through it with you. Also, I'll be putting this recording up on the YouTube channel for TCIN, so you can always go back and watch it as well. But I'm always happy to work with you all. And as I said, if you come up with a problem, if it's saying you can't do that, for whatever reason, please let me know. Also, if you can't remember what your password is, I can always go in and give you a neutral password, and then you can go in and reset your password from there. I'm always happy to do that as well.